Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for September 6th to the 13th, 2024. As you can see, we're back in the studio, and I hope you are all well and enjoying these beautiful days of late summer in the Northern Hemisphere and the return of spring in the Southern one. With that, I invite you to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths with me. Coming home to yourself with each breath. And with that third exhale, imagining a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment. Knowing that this tree root is not only grounding you and anchoring you and allowing you to be fully here now, but it is providing you with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children now and in the future, doing this weekly reading for September 6th to the 13th, 2024. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all of those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in this window that we have together here today, so that we know what is best for us and how to best engage with life for this week of September 6th to the 13th, 2024. I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of light, love, healing, transformation, inspiration, peace, kindness, whatever is uppermost for us right now. Please help us to hold it, angels, and to integrate it into our experience. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions of love and light is welcome to go now. And I'd like to add that I want to honor and recognize the spirit of Heart's Home, the spirit of my place, my studio, my home, for your energy, for supporting me all these years, and for holding this magnificent container of my life and this work. And with that, let's get into the reading, shall we? Okay, Creator. What is it that we need to know for this week, please? So we can be all that we are here to be, so that we can contribute in beautiful ways and bring our gifts forward into life and lean into life in magnificent and uplifting and empowering ways. What information do we most need, Creator? For our good, and the good of all those we love, and the good of this beautiful planet we call home. We start with the Lovers, key 6 of the major arcana. And the Lovers is the card of, I guess we could ask ourselves where we're distracted. So the Lovers can be relationships with other people, but more often than not, it's our own relationship with ourselves. It's our relationship between the inner masculine and the inner feminine. We have here this guy being held in true love's light embrace. And how do we know that? Well, because her chakras are all lit up and she's not smothering him. She doesn't have him in a headlock. She's holding him lightly. And yet he's distracted by the sultry woman down in the corner. So the Lover's card encourages us to ask ourselves, where are we distracted from true love's light embrace in our own life? Where are we not in integrity with ourselves? Where are we distracted from what we are truly here to do and be and contribute to life? How are we out of integrity within ourselves? So this card is sitting in the past. Its influence is important in our present going into the future. And so it's important to recognize this quality of energy this week. We need to check in with ourselves and ask ourselves these questions. But this awareness of where we are distracted or where we are less than completely whole and aligned within ourselves is something we're familiar with, and it's relevant to the week ahead. It's relevant for us to be aware of this. The present card is the card of illusion, the Seven of Hearts. So it's interesting because this card talks about distraction, and illusion is the angel here is at the bottom. She's overwhelmed by all of this emotional, dramatic stuff going on all around her. And so the present card of illusion is reminding us to come home to ourselves, to use the breath, to come back to our beautiful bodies, to be home within ourselves. That's where our truth is. That's where our wisdom is. That's where our distinctions are. This is where we know what is real and what isn't for us personally. We're all here having an individual journey, and we are here to know what is true for us. So this is a reminder this week when things seem to be going a little circusy or feeling off center or overwhelmed just by the drama of life and potentially exterior life, potentially our own personal life. Use the breath. Come home. Come home to your heart, come home to your wisdom, come home to the body. The body is the compass. We know our truth in our bodies. When we are in our minds and ungrounded and wandering around the ethers in our consciousness, we are very rarely able to discern what is really true and grounded for us. We have to come back to the body, and that's why the practices of yoga, qigong, tai chi, and others are so helpful. Meditation, because the breath is the source of life, and it's also our connection to this beautiful earth body and our source of wisdom and grounding here on the planet at this time. So distraction, overwhelm with distraction, drama, emotionality. Come home to the wisdom, come home to yourself. Very, very important. The near future, the Prince of Hearts. Princes are knights and other decks, and they tend to go charging around, and there's a lot of changing energy going in, energy going out, things changing quickly. This is in the realm of hearts, which is the emotions. And so this near future energy, what we're moving towards is this, let's gather together, let's celebrate together. We have the Prince of Hearts here riding around, waving a big heart, essentially saying, hey, come connect with me. Let's get together. Let's share together. Let's celebrate together. Let's be in life together. Let's engage in this world in good ways from a heartfelt place, a human connected place. So this is the energy of the near future. This change that's happening on the planet will be facilitated, and the kind of change that we want will come from our human connection, our love for each other in this beautiful world. And that is important because there is a lot of distraction going on. But coming home to, is it life-giving? Is it true? Is it relevant? Is it important to what is really right here and right now? And our connection to the planet and our connection to each other. These are the essential things. We have to keep coming back to that. We are all human on this planet. At least I think most of us are. And you're right, there are other life forms, my apologies. But what I'm saying is, in the human family, we are all the same. We may look different, we may have different beliefs, but fundamentally, we all want to be happy. We all want to see our children thrive. We all want to have meaningful purpose in our lives and make our contribution in good ways and be seen and loved and appreciated for who we are. We all share this at a fundamental level. And if we can come back to those fundamental truths, we can transform our experience collectively here on the planet in the context of understanding that our planet is our home and we need to be honoring her and taking care of her and respecting her and stewarding her and co-creating with her. When we come into right relationship within ourselves, it's more easy to be in right relationship to her and all life on her. And thus we can co-create powerfully in ways that are not only good for us as a human species, but for all life on the planet at this time, as well as the mother herself. So very interesting. And then the foundation card. We are having all water cards today. 10 of Hearts, success. Foundation card. Why are we having this reading? Because our connection as community is what is important. Our connection to each other, our connection as humans on the planet at this time. We're all really magnificent beings. We really are. And we've all chosen to come and take on a human form. Because unless your pet is watching, you're human. So we all came to be human at this time. We all came to be part of this transformation time. And this is a time of celebration. We, as a living organism, species, being, are coming into a higher level of consciousness. We're crossing a threshold, and it's a very, very significant and celebratory time for us as humanity. So this idea of coming together in celebration, coming together in the honor of who we are and what we are and the beauty of what we are and the magnificence of what we are. And yes, we are crappy too, and we do crazy things, but we always can make amends. We always come back. We can be resilient. We can be resourceful. Humanity is incredible in a crisis. You know, we just have to think about certain times when things have gone really off the rails and how neighbors have reached out to each other. People have reached out to each other and held each other in good ways. That is inherently who we are, if that's what we choose. And these cards are talking about don't be distracted. Don't be pulled away by stories of humanity being cruel and mean and horrible. Yes, we can choose that, but we can also choose the good. Personally and collectively, we can choose to be better people. We can choose to honor the good in each of us and call it forth as we set out and interact with each other, so that we're always rising and seeking to be the best personally, but calling that out in each other as well, so that we all rise together and create this magnificent world we came to create. You and I didn't come here to sit passively on the sidelines. We came to be active components, active participants, active co-creators with the life force at this time, to take life in new directions that are even more inspiring and enlivening than they've been before. So this is what it's interesting, because these two cards speak of distraction, of overwhelm, of not being authentic and lined up and true, and yet moving into the future. And the foundation, why we're having the reading of this card, is all about this coming together, remembering our humanness and celebrating our goodness and calling that out in each other, and really being in the energy of appreciation and gratitude for this, because that is powerful, powerful energy. I don't want to say that the world is a perfect place, because it's not, but we're in transition. We're moving between what was and we're moving towards what will be. And we, as individuals, are creative components in what will be. Is your life the beautiful story you want it to be? Is it the beautiful creation and expression of the beauty that you know that you are? And if you don't know that you're beautiful, it's time to do some good work and discover your yes and move in the direction of your yes, and celebrate your uniqueness and your magnificence, because that feeling that you're not beautiful and don't have a contribution to make is part of this external distraction from what's true. We are all beautiful, unique, expressions of the life force. And our work is to do our work to the best of our ability, to discover our yes, that shiny collection of things that are so compelling that we want to be in the midst of, that we want to be studying and grabbing and moving towards and bringing more of into our lives. I've said it before, I'll say it again. They are shiny because that's where life wants us. They are compelling because that's where we, as an individual, need to go. We each have a different collection of yes. And when we say yes to our yes, we are going exactly where we need to be. We're meeting our people. The opportunities we need are rising to meet us. We are becoming who we need to become, who we want to become. The higher, broader, wiser part of us is here to guide us and coach us. But keep going in the direction of that yes. That's what this beautiful future is resting on. Each of us moving towards our yes, an inside-out experience versus the outside in, which is what these indicate. So I hope this is helpful to you this week. It's good to remember. And if necessary, maybe it's time to unplug a little bit from those external influences and come home, closer to you. Come back to you. Who are you? What makes your heart sing? And can you spend more time there so that you are deeply nourished and can bring your light to life in magnificent ways? And with that, let's pull our card to grow on. Okay, Creator. What is our card to grow in this week? This summary of all that we've looked at today, all the wisdom and the information that's coming through, encapsulated in one card, so we can keep that before us this week. The Hierophant, the inner teacher, key 5 of the major arcana. So our grounding practices, our meditations, our moving meditations, yoga, qigong, tai chi, walking, being in nature, etc. Those practices connect us to the broader, wiser part of us. They allow us to have more of that vital life force energy, that universal life force that is us, more of that in our human field. Our human field is very tiny compared to our energetic field of who we really are. But all of these practices facilitate our ability to create more space for that energy in our field. And this is very powerful indeed as we are at this place of transformation in the history of humanity, in the history of this planet. Our relationship to our broader, wiser self is more important than ever. This ability for us to ground and have more of that wisdom and connection to source energy through us and expressed through us, very, very important at this time. And so this major arcana, the inner teacher, this week, this summary of all that we've looked at today, it's like, come home to you. Come home to the broader, wiser part of you. Cultivate your life in ways so that you hold more of this energy at all times, because life flows in a completely different way when we have a practice that connects us to source energy. I can't underline that enough. I know many of you have wonderful practices. Keep going. And if you're new to the idea of a practice, it's simply creating space to connect to that broader, wiser part of you. And there are many, many ways to do it. Part of your yes is to find your way so that you can have this relationship to you, the broader, wiser part of you that exists and is with you at all times, everywhere, and have more of that wisdom and insight and grace in your life at all times. So our card to grow on this week is the inner teacher, connecting to the inner teacher, finding ways to bring more of that into our experience, however we do that. And that's part of this exciting journey of being human. There are many ways up the mountain. We get to find our own. And it's a beautiful thing when we do. Okay, my friends. I invite you to take a nice deep breath and take all this in. Bringing home what is most helpful for you at this time and letting go of maybe whatever is no longer serving you. Down that ground into Mother Earth, knowing it is all good and all for our good as individuals and collective. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. Thank you for the opportunity to do another reading, to be home again in this beautiful space, and I am so grateful to all those who work with me on all levels to bring this work forward. And I am grateful to all those who gather every week, and not every week, but sometimes, who bring their energy to this collective field of love and light so that we can be more than we were, and we can help each other to shine a little brighter, be at home in ourselves a little more, and call in the more beautiful world our hearts know is possible. That beautiful world that inspired us to incarnate and take these gorgeous human bodies at this time so we could be here for this incredible threshold, personally and collectively. So thank you, Creator. Thank you, angels, guardians, guides, overlighting Dave of Heart's home, for archangels, overlighting angel of communication, your higher selves, and you. I'm grateful for you and for your willingness. Once again, each of us taking this journey in our own unique way, finding our own path up this mountain, but doing it together. That is something to celebrate. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful week, and I will look forward to seeing you next Friday. And I'll also be posting the equinox, the fall equinox reading coming up soon. So keep an eye out for that. And finally, thank you to everyone who weighed in on shorter readings versus longer readings. And if you didn't get a chance to, I've been doing short ones while I was away. I'd love to know which you prefer. I may just mix it up in the future because it's kind of fun to go out and find a beautiful location and do the reading of the week in something, in a new place. Stir up the energy a little. It's good for me too. In the meantime, I wish you a beautiful week. Much love and light. And I'll see you next Friday. Bye for now.